We're ready and we're hungry and ready to hunt again. When the cage opens up, our teeth are snarling, we're drooling, we're ready and we're hungry and ready to hunt again.
Devontae Smith for a touchdown.
And again.
They've sacked him.
And again.
Brandon Graham. Wow. Knifing in and flattening him.
And again.
Welcome to the NFL, Kenny Gainwell.
This time, it's in Philly. Yeah. It's in Philly, round two.
I'm excited to get this home crowd behind us.
As soon as I step in the building now, I feel the energy.
Now they got another problem to deal with.
Pretty exciting young group right here.
Wow.
Feel that energy when we come out.
When we play together, y'all see what happens.
Touchdown.
Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to BIRDGANG Sports Media. We are in this thing. You know, we coming to you live, bringing you Eagles content. I am your boy D Gifted. I'm with my boy Eagles Talk from Delco, man. Tell them who you is. Tell them where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, what's going on, family? This is JT from Eagles Talk from Delco. Listen, I know I've been missing for a while, but listen, I just came back off of vacation. You know, me and my better half, you know, we had a really good time. You know, but I'm back. You know, I just got back in Philly on Wednesday night, and listen, I am rejuvenated. You know, I miss my young buck here. You know, D Gifted. You know, we about to get into it. There is nothing more I look forward to than to get into our Philadelphia Eagles. And D Gifted, listen, let me take a moment. Last Friday, and listen, BIRDGANG, I hope you're watching. BIRDGANG 31, I hope you're watching. Last Friday was on me. Listen, I knew I was going to be on vacation, but things didn't play out the way that I thought they would, you know, and, you know, a bunch of technical difficulties, and, you know, we're able to do the show, and that's my bad. I own that 100%. But listen, we back. I got my young buck right here, St. Louis native. He rocks with the Eagles hard. We are back.
Sir.
We are going to bring you the best Eagles content on Friday night that you can't find anywhere else. And yo, I am so proud.
Yes, sir.
You know, I saw your videos, my young buck. You know, you did a really good job expressing your opinion. And listen, I'm only here to enhance what we're doing. I appreciate you.
Yes,
Let's do this thing. Let's break it down, my brother. Let's see what you got to say.
Oh man, for sure, man. Hey, look, you just coming off vacation, man. You fresh, rejuvenated, and I'm hoping that's the same thing that goes for the Eagles coming off that loss. You know, that loss for real was really, you know, lingering on me for a little minute. And I work overnight, so I work from 4 to 4:30 in the morning. So my nights be real long. You know what I mean? So. Man, I'm hoping, you know, they got over it. I know it was really a tough loss, but you know, this is a young team. This is a young team that still have a long season to go. You know, their motto is, you know, that was the first round was the 49ers, the second round was the 49ers, and this round we got the Cowboys, man. So with that being said, after that loss, you know, what is your confidence level going into Dallas this week in week 3?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you this. I mean, I'm not surprised, you know, that we lost. I mean, you know, I didn't pick us to lose, but the bottom line is the 49ers, they are a championship contender. I mean, not, you know, maybe not a contender for the championship, but I knew, I mean, with their defensive line, Eric Armstead, D Ford, you know, Javon Kinlaw. I mean, I knew it was going to be a problem. You know, now listen. Now, you know me. I don't knock any other, you know, YouTube Eagles content creator, but I knew this was going to be a test for us.
Hell yeah.
Well, listen. We get a 91-yard completion out of our own end zone. Now, let me tell you this. If we don't score after completing a 91-yard, you know, completion in the end zone, we don't deserve the wins. You got to give it all props to the 49ers defense. I mean,
Yeah,
they
for
shut us
sure.
down and took us out. No matter the plays we called, they took us out. I mean, there's nothing you can say. I mean, D Gifted, if you can help me, let me know what you saw on that.
Man, I mean, really, to be honest, I saw a game that was not executed properly, not from the players, and really not from a coaching standpoint. Because to be honest, Nick Sirianni didn't put the guys in the best position. Like the whole first half, I feel like he killed the momentum himself with his play calling. You know, we got all the way downfield. We was barely in position to even make the plays that we made. You get what I'm saying? Like it felt like that was a stretch. Like when those plays was finally actually completed, you know, it was like a breath of fresh air that we actually got those yards. Because mind you, one of those yards we started off on our own one, and I wasn't confident in that drive. You know, after seeing them the previous drive before that, not really being able to take the ball downfield. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, it was a huge confidence killer, and for us to be, like you said, that close to the end zone, that close, and to not be able to put it in there, that took all the momentum away from the team itself. And like you said, big props to the 49ers, because those guys, they really showed me that they was disciplined. I learned a lot more from the 49ers after that game. So with that being said, I'm hella proud of the fact that our guys at least competed. These are young guys, you know, going into this game. So
Absolutely. I mean, listen, there is no excuse. I mean, Jalen Hurts. I mean, now I want to ask a question. Was I the only Eagles fan that thought that if that was Deshaun Jackson, that he would have took that pass all the way to the end zone and scored? I mean, who knows? I mean, but Quez Watkins, listen, the 49ers had a good angle on him, and he was able to make the tackle. I mean, whatever. But the bottom line is, I mean, it's just like I said.
Yeah.
If you have, you know, 1st and 91, you don't score, you don't deserve to win a game. I mean, now listen, you know, we can talk about all day long about the opportunities that the Eagles had. But if the 49ers buckled down the way they did, kept us out of the end zone, I mean, there's nothing you can, you know, really say. I mean, they really shut us down. They did their job. They get paid too.
Yeah.
I mean,
straight up.
defensive players get paid too. They kept us out of the end zone. You can't knock that. I mean, you got to see it for what it is. I mean, they kept us out of the end zone. You know, the Eagles, they had many opportunities to lock this game down, and they did not do it. It's that simple. Go ahead, bro.
Hell yeah. I was trying to get through all these comments. You know, this is my first time hosting, so my bad if you down in the comments.
No, you're
and I
not
missed
bad,
your
bro.
comment.
You're doing a very good job. You're doing way better than I could have done. I mean, that is the reason why we're in the situation we're in. You're doing great. Keep it going, bro. I am laying
because
carry us.
Man, for real. I mean, because you know, this is all new to me. As a matter of fact, sure, I didn't even know how to set up the destinations, and I had text BIRDGANG, and I was asking him, the platforms.
My little brother, you did the right thing. I mean, you did everything great as possibly as you could have done. And listen, you know,
right? Okay,
that's it. And BIRDGANG 31. I hope you're watching this. And let me take a minute. I take full responsibility for what happened last Friday. Listen, I went on vacation. I thought I could handle it. You know, there were some technical difficulties, and I wasn't able to do the show the standard that we set. And I am 100% sorry for that. So BIRDGANG, you know, Eagles Uncensored, you know, JC from Eagles Talk from Delco, I apologize for my shortcomings. This young man right here, you know, D Gifted, you know, he is the man. He kept me up. You know, he got me. And my brother, I appreciate you. Listen, we're going to make this a success, and I love your insight, and keep it coming because, brother, tonight you're going to carry me. Seriously, you are going to carry
Man.
me.
Hey man, I'm just happy about the opportunity. I just love talking Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Once I get comfortable and settled in, and then plus, like I say, it's Dallas week, man. I hate the Cowboys. I don't know about you, but let's jump right into it, man. What is your confidence level going into Dallas after a loss like that? That kind of had me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a minute to be like to admit that I was down. I promise you, like. It was really hard for me to get up and have the energy to record with the same energy. You get what I'm saying? Like I was pumped after a win. It's so easy. You get up, you ready. But after that loss, I was down. But as the week progressed, and I start seeing more and more Cowboys fans talking, when they started talking, that boosts me up. That no, it's still Dallas week. Still
No.
that week that we coming for their heads every time. They know what it is. You saw Coach Nick Sirianni shirt.
Hold on, little brother. Let me tell you. Now, I've already explained in my earlier videos how I transferred my hate from the Dallas Cowboys in the Philadelphia area. And I've already explained it. I came to the realization that the only reason why I hate the Cowboys is because of these bandwagon Cowboys in the Philly area. But listen, let me tell you. I mean,
Man, look.
Wait. Don't get me wrong. I still do not like the Cowboys. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't wish like any personal injury or like personal tragedy. I'm talking about as a football team.
Yeah, of course not.
But listen, we can't ignore it. The bottom line is they should have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people are going to be looking at this like, oh, this guy is a homer or he's just shying up to the Cowboys, fan base. They should have won that game. Now, listen, let me tell you, D Ford, that defense, it's not the greatest, it's not top 5. But let me tell you, they are not as bad as they were last year in 2020. Let me tell you that. I mean, we got our dogs on the defensive line, and we're going to get into that later, because I have a few guys on their defense that I have to call out because of the 49ers game. But, guys, this is a really, really tough game. We're going into Jerry's world. Dak Prescott has always historically played well against the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he's carved us up. I hate it. I hate it. It just makes me hate.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Carved us up. Now, we got to recognize it for what it was. Now, Zeke Elliott, I mean, this is the new and approved Zeke Elliott. He lost weight.
Man.
He's in shape. And look, let me tell you, D4, I'm going to let you go, but our linebackers, they got exposed for what they really were in the 49ers game. So just listen to what I'm saying. They weren't terrible, but I can go back to one play. I mean, in the fourth quarter, when we made the score 17-11, we had a 2nd and 9. And Alex Singleton was so out of position. I mean, you can't, clarify it any more than it was. I am worried about Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. So
it sounds like your confidence is not too high.
These are things that we gotta, address, and talk about. So I'm just telling you now, people looking at this video, they may say, "Oh, JT from Eagle Talk from Delco, he's a homer." No, you know me. I look at everything, from a realist point of view, and I'm going to tell you, I am 100% worried about this Monday night game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, Well, to be honest, this is a young team. I feel like Nick Sirianni definitely has that juice, with these young guys. This is a young core group. We all knew going into the season that adversity was to come, this season, especially dealing with a young team, a first year head coach. This is new to everybody. So I'm really curious to see how does these players respond to the first time they face with adversity. This is really uh the first time I'm going to see who the Eagles really are. This early in the season. This is only the third game. Us and Dallas are both 1-1. We are two teams that are still learning about each other. And so far, uh Dallas seems like you said, a much better team than it was the previous year. But that still doesn't shake my confidence going into this game. I feel like
Okay.
everybody mindset has switched over. I feel like I feel like with Coach Nick Sirianni, he's the type of guy who's not going to let his guys stay in the gutter as far as their mindset goes. You seen him in the press conference. His shirt was even promoting beat Dallas. He knows what this means to the city. I don't care if you lost last week or not. I don't care if you haven't won no game in the whole season. What you must do is beat Dallas. That's a fact. You know what I mean? That's if you can't
Absolutely.
beat Dallas as the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, that is going to be a problem. Simple as
Right.
that. So my confidence in this game is definitely not shaken whatsoever, especially when you know that adversity was to come, this sometime this season. So I'm not shaking at all. And this is a game to show, Coach Nick Sirianni to really show, what he is about. How much control does he have over the team as far as, being able to pick them up when they are down and know how to stay consistent as they leader in that aspect. So
Listen, listen, my little brother, you just laid it all out. I mean, this is the first time we're going to get to see how Nick Sirianni and his team
mhm.
reacts to adversity. I
Yes,
mean, listen,
sir.
I mean, I didn't think we would lose to 49ers, to the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, we got to give
Yeah.
props.
I mean, but it was a test though. It was definitely a test. It was a test that definitely, prep us for this game. You know what I mean? And we got a rich history when it comes to Cowboys. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. But what I do want to say is, we didn't know what to expect from the Philadelphia Eagles. Our Philadelphia
mhm.
Eagles, but the 49ers, I mean, listen, we let them hang around. I mean, no matter how you look at it,
Yeah, we did. We did. So
I
we
mean, we
can't
had,
we can't do that with
I
the
mean, listen, Jalen
Cowboys.
Rager's
They got
stepping out
weapons.
of balance on that, touchdown pass. I
Yeah,
mean,
stepping out of
it just
bounds,
can't
that's a
happen.
no.
The block field
That's a
goal,
no.
listen,
That's a no.
it happens. The block field goal, when they block
Man,
that
we can
field
go.
goal,
We trying to
look,
move on from the 49ers, man. We trying to go to the
yeah,
Cowboys.
look, I
I'm
feel you.
trying to. I'm trying.
Look, listen, little brother, I feel you. But we got to speak on this. I mean, no, I'm sorry. The field goal against the 49ers that they blocked. Fourth down BS. Now the Philly special. The Philly special is a gift and the curse. We found that out that this
Yeah, yeah.
past weekend
That was terrible.
at the Philadelphia, the Philly. Can we please be done with it? I mean, it's a gift, but it's a
Yeah, yeah.
curse. I mean, tell me, what do you
Man,
think
well,
about that
one
fourth
thing
down
for sure, we won't
conversion?
be seeing that against the Cowboys. We ain't gonna be seeing that against the Cowboys. That's for sure.
Okay, but tell me,
So,
what is your thoughts when they ran the
speaking of this,
Philly special on the 49ers? Tell me, what was your thought?
man, when they did that, I knew from the snap that it wasn't what's up. Like, that whole time, even when it was first and goal, I was wondering how we was gonna punch it in, because it seemed like the whole time everything was a lot more complicated than it was last time. Like whatever it was, the play design, it just seemed like we made things a lot more complicated than it was. So I knew that 1 yard touchdown was not finna be no piece of cake. And on 4th and goal, I didn't know what he was gonna do, but considering the game before, when he went for it on 4th down, we didn't get it. My confidence level in going for it on 4th and goal was not good at all in the first place. So with that being said, at the snap of the ball, I knew that was a no-go. So, he said
right.
he don't plan on. He said he don't plan on using it to play no more. He's gonna stick that in his pocket and leave it at that. Hopefully that's the case. And hopefully he improved, because he said, hey, he holding himself accountable. He said he drug himself through the mud all week. So hopefully this week against the Cowboys, hey, he showed something. Don't be wearing no t-shirt talking about beat Dallas and you don't perform, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Hold on.
Simple as that.
Let me ask you a question. When we could not get off the field in 3rd down on defense, what was your first thought? I'm going to tell you mine, but I want to hear yours. What was your first thought? After we made it 11-17, what was your first thought about our defense when we stepped back on the field? Tell me.
I mean, honestly, I was confident in our defense the whole game. I mean, especially considering the first half, we didn't even allow a first down. Like, we were shutting them down. But I knew for a fact that we were going against a great team. And the whole time I'm watching the game, I was telling my brother, I said, we got to score, man. I don't care what we doing on defense. It don't matter what we doing on defense if we cannot score. So I wasn't satisfied. I knew we was 3 and out. I'm like, 3 and out. We get another opportunity. Is we going to punch it in? Is we going to punch it in? And we never was able to punch it in. So, hopefully that's what I'm looking forward to in this game against the Cowboys. Can we finish? That was a big thing. I don't want no team that cannot finish. If they on the first and goal, run it in. Don't make it more complicated than what it is. You have the players. All week he was talking about the offensive line being strong, being the dogs. Use them. We saw Jimmy G sneaking in anytime he wanted to.
It hurts.
That's all we had to do.
It definitely hurts.
So going into this game, I want to see these guys actually finish. Like I said, my confidence going into this game is not shooken, but it will be shooken if I see the same mistakes over and over again. My confidence will be shooken if I see him complicating getting a 1 yard line. Not putting our players in the best position to win. So my confidence going into this game is through the roof. And with that being said, I'm really looking forward to dominating these guys in these games. Like, all week, at first I was in a slump about the 49ers game. I'm trying to look at stuff to help motivate me and push me towards, the Cowboys. And all I had to do was see one Cowboy talking. And then when I seen that, I started having flashbacks. And when I start having flashbacks, I start thinking about all the times that we dominated the Cowboys. And that made me think about my favorite game versus the Cowgirls. So with that being said, let me talk about my favorite game versus the Cowboys. Now,
I love it.
I think my favorite game will have to be when we played them. It always seemed like we played the Cowboys towards the end of the season. This particular game was the last game of the season, and I know you remember this game so vividly because it was like a miracle. We needed so much to go right for that last game, and for us to have that Sunday night game.
2008, yes indeed. I'm with you, little brother. I was thinking about this earlier. I know exactly what you're talking about. Good,
man, that game, that was complete domination. That every time I think about dominating the Cowboys, I want it done just like
No,
that.
but hold up, little bro. Let me know. What was your favorite part about that game against Dallas when they came to our house? Everything happened. We needed the Raiders to lose. We needed all this bullshit to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And all it came down to was us beating the Cowboys. Let me know, what was your turning point in that
And mind you, they had
2008
to win
last regular season
too.
game?
It was a game for them
Exactly.
to have
Yes.
to win too. So we
Yes.
had just
Yes.
as
Yes.
much on the line as them. And for me to see, damn, our team wanted it way more than they did. It
But
was
let me tell you.
obvious.
Hold on. Let me tell
It
you.
was
This is why.
obvious.
No, listen. This is why me and you are a great pairing. Because when I was leaving Philly this morning on my job, I had to go to New York to drop a load off. I was thinking about the same exact thing. 2008, Donovan's pretty much
Man.
his second to last year with us. I remember, that season, it
Yeah.
started off okay, and then blah, 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 blah. Then Donovan gets benched for Kevin Cobb. But
Mm-hmm.
that following Thursday night on Thursday Night Football, we beat the living crap out of the,
Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals. And
Yep.
it's funny that you
I
said
remember that game. We
because
had
there's
the black jerseys on that night.
oh,
We was
yes,
looking
indeed.
good.
Yes, indeed. So we run it all the way to the NFC Championship game. And I remember thinking when I was up in New York this morning, man, dropping my load, I remember seeing, articles in the New York Post about Donovan McNabb, how this was his quest. It was like the football guys threw the Philadelphia Eagles a pass. Okay,
Man.
this is the Super Bowl. Go ahead and win it.
And the crazy thing about the Eagles, listen, the crazy thing about the Eagles, which made that game my favorite game, when we dominated, we both had the same thing. We had the same thing on the line. The same thing on the line. You win, you going to the playoffs. I win, you stay your ass at home.
I mean, it absolutely hurts that we lost the NFC Championship game because we beat the living crap out of the Arizona Cardinals. They had Kurt Warner was the quarterback. They had Larry Fitzgerald,
man.
who, for all intents and purposes, had really broke out.
Man,
and remember, you
but
remember
that was my favorite game, though.
We were down like 20, 20-8 something, when we came all the way back and took the lead. And our defense could not hold, and Donovan couldn't finish the job. Man. I mean, listen, I thought,
but that was my favorite game against the Cowboys, though. And for us to dominate them the way we did, I'm hoping that energy.
What was it like? 40. Hold on.
Is the same type of energy.
44-6, right? That game was
something like that. We dominated them.
6. I mean, it doesn't get any more scripted than that right there. I mean, we,
that's what I mean. That's why I'm like,
I hear you. No, go ahead. I want you to continue. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, shit. That's the same type of energy that I want to see when we play them this week. That's it. Because Nick Sirianni wearing the T-shirts, and he's a great motivator.
D-Gifted, let me share something with you. Today, when I was at work, like I said, I just got back on the East Coast, Wednesday night, settling back into work. But, I went from Philly to New York this morning, and I was thinking, all the way back to the early 2000s. I'm going to get to your point, but the early 2000s through 2008. Now, you're a St. Louis native, but you're a diehard Eagles fan. But let me put something in your mind. From when I started paying attention to NFL football was when I was 9 years old, 10 years old, and 85, 86. You think about it. All of the time I had to wait till Super Bowl 52 when we finally won the Super Bowl. Yeah. Can you imagine all the angst, all the pressure, all the BS we had to hear from the Cowboys, the Washington football fans, the Giants fans about not winning the Super Bowl. When we finally reached that pinnacle in 2017, it was like a weight was lifted. It's like, okay, we're happy with one, but we definitely want to see another one. And
Yeah, for
the way
sure.
I look, and like I said, I said in my earlier videos, it changed the way I looked at NFL football as far as our Philadelphia Eagles, because we finally brought home the big prize. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's
that year
a
was
thing where,
special.
huh?
I
I'm sorry.
said that year was special.
You know, absolutely. And, you know, it's just one of those things where all the heartbreak, all the, you know, in the early, you know, I'm sorry, the late 80s, early 90s, when we should have had a Super Bowl, and, you know, in the early 90s, you know, well, I can't say we were cheated because all we had on offense was Randall Cunningham. We had Keith Byers and a couple good offensive players, but with that defense, we should have had at least one and maybe two Super Bowls prior, you know, to 2017. So,
Oh yeah, we had plenty of opportunities for sure. But
absolutely. So,
you
you know,
know,
when it gets,
hey, this is a new year, new guys. Cowboys got Dak Prescott now, you know. So
but
hopefully,
you know, I gotta tell you,
you know.
listen, hold, wait a minute, listen. Any Cowboys fans that are watching our live right now, you know, I'm not even going to BS, and it hurts my soul, like I said before. But you know, D Ford, D Gifted, I got to tell you, I am seriously worried about this Cowboys, you know, team. I am. I mean, listen, I'm not. I am 100%.
I mean, for
Listen,
real.
I wish I could be like, you know, Philly 500, who I look up to, all our guys. But I mean, I don't think this is going to be an easy game. I think this is going to be a tough, grinded out nail biter. I mean,
Hell yeah.
as
I mean,
much
me
as
too.
we,
Shit.
you know, dislike the Cowboys, I am serious. You know, I'm not worried about Tampa Bay. I'm not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs. I am worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you could tell me how you feel about that. I'm just keeping it real about how I feel. I am seriously worried about that team down in Dallas. Let me know what you think.
I mean, really, you know, they defense is dealing with, you know, some injuries, you know. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, he out, you know, I think his injury happened last game. Then they got another defensive end, Darius Armstrong, he out. Then they got another DN that's out, Carlos Watkins, he's out. And then you got a safety, Donovan Wilson, who was out last game, who doesn't look like he's going to be, you know, ready for this game. So when you take all that into consideration, I'm confident. You know, like we were supposed to take advantage of the 49ers deficiencies on defense. We wasn't able to do that. But that's a whole nother team. That team is a team that's coached well, and they show a lot of discipline, you know, last time we played them. I'm confident going into this game and hoping that Nick Sirianni learned from his mistakes from last game. So with that being said, you know, I'm hoping that we can take advantage of these opportunities. We gonna be Monday night. This is gonna be prime time. We need to be getting separation. We need to be getting separate. If they having all these injuries up on the line, and they line is going up against our line, which is a Super Bowl caliber like offensive line. I'm expecting this offensive line to protect him at all costs, dominating them. To be honest, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
We just went against a dominant defensive line against the 49ers, who got plenty of weapons and linebackers to be worried about.
Okay, well,
And
let me
so
ask.
when you take that
there
into
was a
consideration, we should be getting
report.
all the time that we need for Jalen Hurts to be able to show what he's about. This is his time. This is the time. Last game against the 49ers, he wasn't put in position. This game, we need to see him being able to throw the ball, not just the short and screen like passes, or it's exaggerated and it's a deep ball. No, we need to see him to drive down a whole field. Let's see that. Can Jalen Hurts take advantage of these efficiencies on defense because they are dealing with a whole lot of them. They're dealing with a whole lot of them. So I'm hoping that, we can take advantage, and Jalen Hurts can definitely take advantage of the efficiencies on the defensive line. He has legs to protect him at all costs. And not to mention 2 tight ends as his safety nets. Last game, he wasn't even targeting the tight ends. You got 2 of them. Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, who didn't even really get targeted that much. So with that being said, we need to see him getting those safety targets, safety nets in Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz the ball. And we already know when push comes to shove, he's gonna be outside of that pocket, being able to take advantage of the efficiencies on defensive line. Because if he's able to get outside that pocket, one thing for sure that we all know about Jalen Hurts, he is a playmaker. So I expect him to be able to avoid the contact while getting out of bounds, which will be a key component in our offense. So far this season, Jalen Hurts' leg has been a huge part of our offense. Last game he had about 70 plus yards. No, last game he had 82 yards rushing. So hopefully we can be able to take advantage of the efficiency.
Well, let me tell you. Now listen. Now this is the thing. Now remember, Brandon Brooks is going to be out for this game. Now we got information earlier that Jordan Mailata, our star, new $164 million man, might not be in this game. Now we got to address this. Now when Brandon Brooks went out of the game, we struggled. Now Landon Dickerson, he came in the game, a second round pick, but he was totally cold, and the 49ers seemed, to get better when he came in the game. Now listen. Now I know the Dallas Cowboys, they're missing Tank Lawrence, who is their best pass rusher. But I'm going to tell you, we cannot overlook this Dallas defense. No, are they a top 5 defense? No means necessary.
We can't be that crazy.
Hold on. They're not a top 5 defense. But are they the worst defense ever? Absolutely not. And I said this. If you go to Eagles Talk from Delco, I talked about the Dallas Cowboys. Dan Quinn, he is a respected defensive coordinator. Now, listen, I don't want to kill your buzz. I respect all your points. Everything you said is right. But the fact of the matter is, we got to look at our defense from the last game. Kyle Shanahan, he recognized early on we weren't going to be able to pass the ball because Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, before he got hurt, was just wreaking havoc. But listen, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you this now. Our linebackers, I am seriously worried about, especially coming into Dallas. Alex Singleton, I know it's a great story. This is a guy who worked his ass off, to get an opportunity. Eric Wilson from the Vikings who came over. But the knock has always been on Eric Wilson. He could not play the run. De-gifted, I'm telling you, I am worried about Dallas's run game against our linebackers. Now, you go ahead and expand on that, but I just wanted to shed a light on it. Listen, I mean, I love the Eagles, but you know me. We got to call it the way we see it. I am seriously worried about our linebackers. When Dallas puts that offensive line out, now you got it. You can't just discount. It's a thing. Okay, we played well against Atlanta. We actually played well against the 49ers on the offensive line.
Right.
But we tend to look at Dallas. Well, they lost Leal Collins. They lost Zach Martin to a COVID test. Their offensive line is playing.
As fans, we might look at that like that, but I feel like the players, they not playing. They trying to take advantage of these efficiencies. Like they not looking at it like, oh, they weak because we just lost. You know what I mean? We just got humbled real quick. We was flying real high for sure.
Hold on, D4. But see, that's the problem. That is the trap that we as Eagles fans fall into. We just assume that our offensive line we can overcome any deficit or any player we lose, we feel that we can replace them and everything will be hunky-dory. But, dude, we got to look at the other side. I mean, Dallas's offensive line has played as well as our defensive. I'm sorry. They have played as well as our offensive line. You feel what I'm saying? So this is all I'm saying. Listen, you know, I mean, I look at guys like you and, you know, BIRDGANG 31, brother, I love you. But, guys, we got to keep a clear eye on what this Dallas Cowboys team is. Now, we don't know if Amari Cooper is going to be 100% healthy, if he's going to play. But, guys, I mean, Dak Prescott, since he's been in the NFL, he has carved the Eagles up. Now, in the biggest spots, you know, in 2019, when all they had to do was beat us to get into the playoffs, and we basically, with a practice squad, you know, took them out. Okay, that's one thing. But, guys, we got to realize Dak Prescott is 100% legitimate. And like I said, I'd agree. I've heard you. I've listened to you. I agree with your points. You know, you, all our favorite, you know, Philly Eagles YouTubers, you know, Philly 500, you know, BIRDGANG. But listen, guys, we got to keep a clear eye open on what this Dallas offense is. CeeDee Lamb is a breakout player ready to break. Now, so far in 2 games, let me give props. Let me give props right now. I might not get a chance to say it later. But Darius Slay, Steve Nelson, Avonte Maddox have been phenomenal. But listen, this is going to be our very first test, you know, against, you know, possibly the greatest, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Wide receivers in this league this year. Now, again, you know, we know Gallup is not going to play, but Amari Cooper, even on one leg, scares me. I don't know how you feel about it, but he scares me. Dak knows how to get him the ball. He knows how to get open. No matter who we have, you know, back in the secondary.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He knows how to kill us. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah,
God,
they passing.
Go ahead, speak, bro.
Yeah, man. The points you was making about the passing, they definitely been capitalizing since Dak Prescott for real came back into the game. You know, this guy came back into the game, you know, from an injury, and I was definitely expecting to see this man, you know, really kind of, you know, show some setbacks, you know, when he was in the game. But to my surprise, the guy came back throwing dimes. I mean, threw damn near, I think, 400 plus yards. You know what I mean? Like, the guy was slinging it all around the field. If I can recall, the first game he came back, he threw over 50 plus times. So, you know, that shows the injury is having no.
I mean, that's a lot of times.
Yes, the injury is not having no effect on this guy, you know what I'm saying, whatsoever. Now, last game, you know, he had only 237 yards with an interception. I don't think he threw a touchdown, but you know, he didn't throw for that many yards, but he did still lead his team on a late game, you know, comeback. So with that being said, them guys is definitely lethal. And another guy that's lethal in a passing attack is CeeDee Lamb. This guy is one of the guys that's, to me, showing that he's a lot more consistent than the other guy, Amari Cooper. This guy is a guy that shows up day in and day out. Last game, he was targeted 9 times, caught 8 passes, and he had 81 yards. This guy is a guy that balls out. You know, he came from Oklahoma. I believe he played with Jalen Hurts, so you know the type of pedigree that he has coming into the NFL. He's a professional, and this guy is always making plays. It don't seem like he take plays off like Amari Cooper. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
but hold on, but D Gifted. You know, my little brother, let me ask you. I mean, doesn't it seem like Amari Cooper, it doesn't matter what he does against other teams, do you agree with me that he always, now maybe not last year, you know, he was kind of iffy, but Amari Cooper, since Dak Prescott has got Amari Cooper, I mean, he's been on fire, especially against us. Now, you know, big play Slay, Darius Slay, we got to recognize him for what he is. Now, we're only through 2 games. But
Right.
Darius Slay is 30 years old. You don't get better as you get older. You regress. And Amari Cooper is what?
But I'm gonna have to comment on that too,
Okay,
because
go ahead,
even though he's getting
go ahead.
up there in age, with the new defensive scheme that he's put into, he's not forced to run all the way around the field. You know what I mean? This guy, he's playing more zone, has his area. So if anything, with that type of scheme, he could possibly last a little bit longer, in the NFL. So that does help him out a little bit for sure.
I agree.
So,
I agree. But the bottom line is, what I'm saying is, we as Eagle fans, for what he and Dak Prescott has done against us, we can't sleep on him. Now, listen, hopefully he doesn't play. Listen, any advantage, we can get. I don't care about, how we win games or who we have to play or the level of competition. We are Eagles fans. We want our team to get to the playoffs. We got our first Lombardi trophy, almost 4 years ago. We don't care about the other team's injuries and how they stink or whatever. But the bottom line is, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott against the Eagles has always been a lethal combination. I want to believe, wholeheartedly that, Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, and Steve Nelson can hold down the fort. Now, we haven't played them yet. We're going to get our answers in about 2 days. But all I'm saying is, the Eagles fans, let's not discount, this Dallas offense. You know as well as I do.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Dak. Dak, I hate to say it. I keep saying this. I hate praising the Dallas Cowboys, but Dak Prescott, for the most part, has owned the Philadelphia Eagles. And we're going into their building. So it'll be 100,000 plus, coming in there, rolling everything up, even though it's really not a big time home field advantage. Because Dallas, from what I know, in our area, they're a bunch of bandwagoners, but they're going to be there. And let me hit on something else.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We do know about Jordan Mailata, what happened with the injury today. Have you heard about that? He may not play. Now, we're already there. Derek and
I just heard that he was limited in practice.
But Derek Barnett, this really hurts my heart. Because Derek Barnett is such a happy-go-lucky guy, and he is one of our favorite Eagles. We didn't believe it at the beginning of his career because of how everything played out in 2013 when we thought we were getting Earl Thomas. 2010 when we got, Brandon Graham and Earl Thomas. But listen, it's going to be super hard to replace that leadership, that production, that, Brandon Graham.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope I didn't say Derek Barnett earlier.
Oh, yeah, for
Brandon
sure.
Graham, it's
yeah.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not picking a guy. I would never ever pick against the
What's good, Brody?
Good. What's that?
Shout out to Eagles Uncensored, man.
What's going on, Eagles Uncensored? I follow
For
your
sure.
channel. Hope you follow me. Keep up the good work, brother.
Man, look, so with us talking about the passing attack with the Cowboys, they also have a running attack, as well. But our last attempt at stopping the run was against the 49ers, and we held up pretty good. We only allowed an average of 3.1 yards a carry, so that's pretty stout. You know what I mean? Especially considering the context of how we really performed. We performed at a high level. We only gave up 16 points. We were still able to be within a touchdown. That says a lot. Within the first two games, our defense has definitely been playing stout. Now we will be going against a team that arguably probably got the most weapons we have faced thus far this season. So it's gonna be a true test not only for our defense but for our defensive coordinator as well too. You know, he like to mix up coverages and everything. And our defensive front has been definitely applying that pressure. So hopefully, you know, this is another game that's going to be definitely one in the trenches. Every game is one in the trenches. So with that being said, you know, we hopefully can capitalize off that for sure, because I think the Cowboys allow 5 yards per carry last game. So, you know, they run defense is definitely something that we should definitely be attacking. You know, with Miles Sanders and Gainwell, speaking of Gainwell, I want to see more production from him for sure. You know, this is a guy that first game, you know, he showed a little bit of promise. Second game, you know, he showed a little bit, but I want to see him hit holes a lot harder. You know, it seemed like he can't find it. It take him a long time to find the hole as compared to Miles Sanders. When he find the hole, he see it and he attack it. And I seen a play with Kenneth Gainwell where he tried to hit a play, hit a hole, and the defensive lineman just grabbed his shirt, like had a grip of his shirt, and was able to have so much power to just pull him back just with his one hand in his shirt. If that was Miles Sanders would have, his legs would have kept moving, and no guy is finna arm tackle him from with his jersey. You know, that's one of the downsides when we do run with Kenneth Gainwell. He doesn't run with as much power as Miles Sanders, so therefore it's real easy for the defensive lineman to just get a hold of him and really snatch him right back. You know, so I want to see Kenneth Gainwell run a lot harder, and I want to see Coach Nick Sirianni putting his players in position to win, because sometimes he'll have the wrong personnel on the field when he's trying to execute a certain play. You know, these coaches, they watch film, they know, you know what I'm saying, what to look for. When they attempted that 4th and goal, and they had G Ward come out there, they knew they was gonna be passing it. You know what I mean? So for them to still think like, oh, they was gonna be in man, no, that's not the case.
But
so I want to see us definitely attack that run game a whole lot more.
Let me ask you, so what are your thoughts on, you know, the amount of carries that Gainwell are getting over Boston Scott? We had 2 games. We have not seen Boston Scott. What are your thoughts on Boston Scott not getting carried on, not getting one carry at all?
I mean, I feel like he don't need him. He don't need him right now, to be honest. He don't need him right now, you know, because Kenneth Gainwell, he doing the same thing Boston Scott would have probably been doing, the same exact thing. And I probably would have been even more upset if Boston Scott was in there, because he's a lot smarter. So that I'd be even more irritated as to why Coach Nick Sirianni would put him in to get these power yards when, you know, these linemen can just grip him by a jersey and pull him right back. I literally watched that with my own eyes when I seen Kenneth Gainwell get tackled when, you know, it was a hole right there. He was dancing around, and the guy literally reached around the lineman, grabbed him by his shirt, and pulled him back. Like, I was like, hell no, keep your legs moving. There's no way that should be happening to you, brother. So, but we still need to be attacking them. And like I said, Jalen Hurts' legs is going to be a key factor going into this game, because every game his leg has been probably the best weapon for our offense thus far. The best weapon that has been the most consistent weapon on our team thus far. So last game he had 82 yards.
Let me jump in real quick, because, you know, I've heard. Now listen, I don't call other Eagles content creators out, but, you know, there were some, you know, people who thought that the Eagles did not trust Jalen Hurts. Well, listen, Jalen Hurts threw 3 or 4 passes down the field. Now you can argue whether they were good passes or whether they were bad passes. You know, but the bottom line is they let him cut it loose, you know, going down the field. And this is another thing. I don't want to make this a big of a topic, but let me ask you, what do you think about Jalen Hurts' arm strength?
I mean, it's debatable. I mean, because I saw a bunch of questionable throws. And again, if you watching and you viewing this, please hit that like, go to the pages, subscribe. We are brought to you from BIRDGANG Sports Media, where you get Eagles content 24/7. So if
sir.
you haven't already,
Yes, sir.
go
Yes, sir.
follow them pages,
Subscribe.
like, subscribe. You go to my page, you will be entered in a raffle for a Brian Dawkins jersey, at least the first 100 subscribers. So
Absolutely.
let's jump right back into it. What was the question, man? I forgot that fast.
I was asking, what do you think about Jalen Hurts' arm strength from
Oh,
your
yeah.
point of view?
Dude, like I was gonna say, his arm strength would show some questionable throws. You know, I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, but when I saw them balls go in the middle of the field, I think it was more so a timing thing. You know, when I watched it again and I listened to other experts talk about it, I think it was more so a timing thing because he definitely Devontae Smith had about 2 or 3 steps over
Yes,
him,
he did.
and so he didn't release the ball in time enough. If he would have released the ball in time enough, then I would, you know, and if it would have came out like that, then yeah, I'd be questioning his arm strength. But I can't really question his arm strength when I just seen him launch a 91-yard bomb to Quez Watkins. You know what I mean? So like,
You know, but see, even the point on that. Now let me ask you. Just answer me honestly. If that was Deshaun Jackson, from the goal line, when Jalen Hurts threw that ball, were you thinking in your mind, listen, if Deshaun caught that ball, he would went all the way in for the touchdown? What is your thought?
Deshaun would have had way more separation.
So
Period.
you don't think Deshaun would have scored on that 91-yard?
No, Deshaun would have scored for sure. But I knew when Quez Watkins caught that ball, I knew he wasn't finna make the touchdown because dude was too close. And then he slowed himself down when he stuck his arm out trying to stiff him. That slowed him down.
So why did he have to slow up for that catch? Now listen, please, my fellow Eagles fans and the content creators, please do not get on me. But I said this about Jalen Hurts' deep balls. They do tend to hang up in the air for a fairly long time.
Yeah, they do. It'd be like right there, like if he can take that arc, out of the ball and take a little less arc off the ball and sell it a little bit more, because he throwing that mud high and it's going far, but
exactly.
It's so much height on the ball.
The ball floats. I mean, it floats. You have enough time as a wide receiver.
Yeah, he do throw a little floater out there. I'd be worried. I'd be like,
and if he puts that ball out in front of Devontae Smith when he had Jimmy Ward 1-on-1, that's a touchdown. And Josh Norman is trash. I mean, I don't like to talk shit. I'm sorry. I don't like to talk crap about players, but Josh Norman is trash. If Jalen Hurts would have put that ball out in front of Devontae Smith twice on the touchdown throw, I mean, that's 14 points right there. Quez Watkins, he had to adjust for that, 91.
If Rager would have stayed in bounds, that would have been a touchdown. We had a few. If we would have did a QB sneak, we would have had a touchdown.
That's an entirely different story. Now, it was a great play, but Rager, he should have better awareness. I don't care that he is a second-year player. He has to have better awareness. I mean, that just basically, Fletcher Cox. And I hate hearing defensive players talk about how the air got taken out of them because of a certain play. It wasn't that particular play that Fletcher Cox said the air got sucked out of him. But what's his name, Jalen Rager, he has got to be better in that situation. I mean, it would have done well for Jalen Hurts. We had an opportunity to really grip that game and really, get a hold of it.
Yeah,
and it's just really sucked.
We had opportunity, but the fact that we held.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I was going to say the fact that we held the 49ers to 16 points and we stayed in the game and was actually competitive. That does something to my confidence. Like that don't just go. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going against we had a rookie head coach going against a veteran head coach, a
Mm-hmm.
coach that went to the Super Bowl, and a coach that's making his first start. You know what I'm saying? These are comparisons that definitely matters. You know what I'm saying? We was able to see a veteran head coach versus a rookie head coach, and it showed on the field. You know, the veterans like, hey, I'm gonna just punch this in. I ain't got time to play. The rookie, oh, I'm gonna do a Philly not so special kind of play. You know what I mean? So, you know, with that being said, I want to get into the Eagles' run defense. So,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
how do you feel about our run defense? Because you already talked about the fact that you don't trust our linebackers going into this game, and I have to agree with you. As a matter of fact, I was watching Wilson. I was watching him, and this guy is getting sucked into the play. This guy's getting sucked into the play and not even able to have outside containment. So I'm watching these plays, you know, that's real close to being breakout plays, but we able to make a play on it. But the yards that gained up on the play are yards that should not have been gained, period. Yes, over time, throughout the game, you know, our defense improves, but you know, that's something that we have to take into account because this game against the Cowboys, we are going against two top-tier running backs in Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard. We trying to have our own dynamic duo with Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell is an unproven running back, unlike Pollard. You know, so them two guys are proven. You know, so we are going to have to contain them. I definitely agree with you on the sense that our linebackers is a concern. So I already know, you know, it's gonna be a huge emphasis in this game for sure. So, what are your thoughts about us
Let's
being
say
able to stop their run?
and let me tell you, this is why I appreciate. I know I told you early on about studying about our show. I can clearly see by your last statement that you studied exactly what I was talking about, and I said this. Eric Wilson, the knock. He's a playmaker. He can catch interceptions, but not very good against the run. Alex
Yeah,
Singleton.
man. He can't get off. He can't get off the block.
Listen, I think we saw Alex Singleton. Now we love Alex Singleton. Great story. A guy who worked his ass off, to get a shot in the NFL. He was in CFL. But you got to agree with me. We saw how they were exposed in that 49ers game. Our Eagles linebackers are the weak link on our defense. Seth Joyner said it on the post-game podcast. They are the weak link. Now, there are some other things. When we got when the 49ers got the ball back after we scored the touchdown. Now, this goes into Jonathan Gannon. Why in the I'm sorry, I don't even cuss. Why in the hell are you playing a zone defense on 2nd and 9, where our guy, Alex Singleton, is out of position? He gives up 8 yards to, I don't know how to say the fullback's name that the 49ers got. He picked up
it was
8
like
yards,
a little out route.
which made it a 3rd and 1. I'm telling you, now listen, we're in, the
They're
part
gonna
of the
eat,
season.
man. They're gonna eat.
They
I already
can't
know
really,
it.
I mean, now who are you going to bring in, to fix that problem? But so, like I said, it's a combination.
They kept a lot of guys. This season. Matter of fact, when they was making the roster breakdown, I think linebackers was the most position they kept as far as like players that play position wise. But hopefully our defense can match their defense for sure this game as far as like the turnovers, because last game, all season, the Cowboys defense, like you said, Dan Quinn is a respected defensive coordinator, and he got these guys balling out because these past few games they have been creating turnovers. Whether it was with the Bucks, they created 4 of them with the Bucks, and they got 2 of them last week against the Chargers. Whether we like it or not, they getting turnovers. Whether the ball getting thrown straight to them or not, they are making plays and they are getting the ball. So we have yet, thus far this season, have yet turned the ball over. So that's a huge plus. But that is really going to be tested against a defense that so far this season has been known for getting takeaways.
All right,
so I expect
let
Nick
me put,
Sirianni.
hold on, wait a minute. Let me put in your mind. Now, we're going to look at the 49ers game. Now, we're going into Dallas on Monday night. You know, it would shock me if what's their defensive coordinator's name? Kellen Clemens,
JG or Dan Quinn.
whatever his name is. I would be shocked, you know, if the Cowboys didn't play a little, you know, touch and go. Ezekiel Elliott, I hate it. Oh my God, I found myself the second night, you know, in the second time tonight. I hate giving him credit, but Ezekiel Elliott looks better than he has in a few years. All they got to do is follow the same blueprint that the 49ers did. Our defensive line, I would take them against anybody when it comes to the pass. But what I tried to explain to people,
if we only giving them 16 points, I take it.
Exactly. Hold on, D. But listen, people act as if, you know, other offensive coordinators are just stupid. Like they're going to allow Dak Prescott stand back and throw the ball 30 or 40 times without a run. I mean, you know, people know, and from what I've seen in the two games, listen, maybe Jonathan Gannon, he'll come out with a totally different game plan, you know, something to, you know, shut everything down. But it's clearly simple. If those offensive linemen in Dallas, now listen, we gotta realize this, guys. Their offensive line is playing, you know, about as well as we expected our offensive line to play as well. So they're not going to put Dak in a situation where he's going to just drop back.
Right.
So this is
they got
to
experience with these players when it comes to designing plays for these players. They got experience.
We need our linebackers to really, really hone in. And listen, hold on. I'm gonna let you talk, but listen, we are relying on guys: Jannard Avery, Patrick Wilson, Alex Singleton, Eric Wilson. These are the guys. I'm sorry. These are the guys that we were relying on, you know, to be able to stop the run. Now, Ezekiel Elliott, you know, I've said this already. I don't care about Saquon Barkley or anybody else. Ezekiel Elliott, for as bad as he was, out of shape, he's back this year. And I'm telling you, Monday night, if we don't get that under control and figure things out, that is going to come back to hurt us. Now, everybody else, you know, who doesn't agree or who has this vision about us blowing out the Cowboys, I just don't see it. I seriously don't. I think we can win the game, but I just don't see it. Go ahead. Let me know your thoughts.
Man. I mean, sure, that was leading into my final question that I had for you.
Okay, bro. Go ask it. I'm ready.
What is your score prediction for this game, man? Because with just listening to you this hour long that we've been talking, I can't see how you would even pick the Eagles to win this game. So I'm interested in your score prediction. I'm interested in your score prediction.
That's why I'm glad me and you were hooked up on the show. Because, I mean, like I said, you know, listen, I'm going to say again, a little disclaimer here. I'm not the smartest football person in the world, but I know what I feel. You hear what I'm saying? You know, and
for sure.
You know, when I say these things, not to, you know, kill the joy of other Eagles fans or content creators, I'm just calling it the way I see it. But okay. So you're asking for a score. So what I would tell you is I could see this being a 28-35 game. Now, the problem is I don't know who's going to have 28, and I don't know who's going to have 35. I mean, dude, it's like,
you got to pick.
I mean, we do. Listen, CeeDee Lamb is a all-star in the making. I mean, he is one hell of a talent. Now, listen, I love what Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox and Steve Nelson have done. And we don't know if Amari Cooper's going to play, but, I mean, dude, we got to recognize it for what it is. Dak Prescott has carved us up ever since he's been in the league. Except for a few games here and there, he has carved the Eagles up.
Yeah, man, I don't know what it is.
He can't just play it off. See, a lot of Eagles, you know, fans say, oh, well, he'll fold or this will happen or that has happened. Dak Prescott, you know, my fellow Eagles fans, He is a great quarterback. Now we got to realize that. I know we hate him, we dislike him,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
guys, we
Yes,
got to
we do.
realize it for what it is. I mean, seriously.
Mm.
And
So with
listen,
that being said,
hold on. I would love nothing more than all the predictions I've been hearing for us to go down, out to Dallas and to just really put the beat down. It will
put
really
them
make
out.
my Monday night. Being as though I got to get up for work early the
Oh
next day,
yeah,
I'll
for
be able
sure.
to sleep.
Then we gotta wait.
Exactly. I would love for us to beat them down. But guys, I got to be a realist. I mean, this isn't going to be an easy game. I mean, we have a horrible, horrible schedule after this. I mean, so in a way, this is a must win for us. This is a must win for us, but guys, it's not going to be easy. I mean, I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just keeping it real. This is going to be a really, really hard game for us to win.
Hey, shout out to Montarius. If hopefully I'm pronouncing it right.
Montarius Cole.
I was kind of feeling the same. Yeah, man. I was kind of feeling the same exact way, kind of in that 24-21 range, but I was hoping for more. So I want to see that 30 plus performance again that we seen in Atlanta, man. Everybody so far after that game, everybody has been saying, yeah, pretty much the season is going to look more like the game against the 49ers. I don't want that. I want more games like the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm hoping and pulling that Jalen Hurts is able to. What's good, one Trey Rock? But
one Trey Rock, what's
we
going
could
on, brother?
definitely. Hell yeah! I'm hoping we could at least show that type of mentality a lot more in this game, because last game we wasn't putting these guys in position, so we can't even say that that's going to be their identity. Coach Nick Sirianni already said he wasn't putting these guys in position. He wasn't putting these guys in position to even, be successful. So hopefully, this is a sign that he gonna do exactly what he said. He said he drugged himself through the mud all week, and Mud's gonna hopefully capitalize. So I'm hoping that we win, man, because we gotta wait all the way until Monday for this game, and we're gonna be turned up all week. BIRDGANG 31 just hit me up, told me we got another show for you guys on BIRDGANG Sports Media that's coming up in about 20 minutes. So it was definitely fun rocking with my guy, man.
Exactly. My Eagles Talk from Delco fans, please sub up our network. It's big. I mean, it is the fastest rising Eagles content creation. Please don't be late. Subscribe. I mean, you're going to get all your favorite up and coming YouTubers, like my young buck right here. D Gifted. He's on his way up. St. Louis native, but he rocks hard with the Eagles.
Oh yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Don't
Straight
be
up.
one of the ones that come on late. Sub up now. I mean, this is a movement.
Yeah.
We doing it.
It's a movement. Come
big.
join the journey, straight up.
Absolutely.
So man, I want to say y'all tune in to BIRDGANG Sports Media. This is a all throughout the week thing where we bring y'all everything from Eagles content and everything as far as our feelings in our sleeve. We wear that on our sleeve. We give it to you raw. We're not holding back, no punches. This is round 3 and we ready for Dallas week. So with that being said, this is BIRDGANG Sports Media. You can find me on my channel as well at D Gifted. You subscribe to my channel, the first 100 subscribers will be entered in the raffle for a Brian Dawkins jersey, and we doing it like that, man. Peace and love.
Absolutely. And this is JT from Eagles Talk from Delco. You can find me on Twitter, the same name, Eagles Talk from Delco. Come to my YouTube page. I have 32 subscribers. I appreciate all of y'all. But we want to get that number up. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be giving, big time giveaways. D Gifted, my little brother. We're going to continue to bring it every Friday night. We had that little, mishap last Friday. And let me take this time. I totally apologize for what happened, last Friday night. That was totally on me. Me and my beautiful girlfriend, we went on a vacation. Maybe I should have asked for someone to step in for me, but I thought I could handle it. It did not work out that way.
It's
and
all
I'm
good.
sorry for it. De-gifted, I reached out to you. I'm sorry, my brother, but like I said, we're going to keep this thing going. I'm going to keep in touch with you. We're going to make this one of the best, Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk media shows on
For
YouTube.
sure.
I promise it. It's my word. De-gifted, my little brother. I will
Yes,
see you
sir.
backstage. Everybody tune in, sub up to my guy right here. Do not miss out. He's bringing it. Like I said, I'm about to say
Yes,
again.
sir.
St. Louis native, but he rocks hard with the Eagles. Please sub
Yes,
him up.
sir.
That's the man right there. And
Yes,
that's how
sir.
we doing it, baby.
Peace and love, y'all.
Yes, indeed.